I'm live. Hey, we're doing something a little different today. Like I just said, I'm trying to do this on both of the channels at once. So if I'm looking at different places, you got two different cameras happening today. Wow, science. How about that? Science? I don't know if it is what that is. Anyway, Jim Adkins here. And today we're talking about standards and raising your standards. Um, I often mention, just raise your standards by 1%. Every day, you're a 1% better than you were the day before. And so what does that really mean? What are your standards currently? How are you managing the things that you do now? And just recently, one of my coaches was discussing standards in detail. And it made me think, I really haven't mentioned what standards are outlined as in a basic structure so that you have some place to go with it. Well, let's do that today. And today's lesson, becoming the best you that you can possibly be yet, your Black Belt in Self-Discovery, my new book, is going to discuss poor standards, good standards, and excellent standards. So what are the differences? Uh, Really, I'm not going to judge or call out anybody on what your standards might be. I don't know, right? So I'm going to leave that up to you. But I am going to outline a basic idea of where your standards could be at the moment. Um, when expectations and standards collide or combine, the ideas become a little clearer. Um, so, what are your expectations of others? Do you hold others to a degree or an accountability that you yourself may or may not live up to? Do everybody should treat everybody this way. Everybody should give this much. Everybody should do this much for others. We should allow this to take place. We should respect all of these boundaries for everybody and no matter what. So these are expectations of standards that you put upon other people. Do you do that for yourself? Do you hold yourself accountable? Now, I know that we believe, or some of us might believe in what we're saying about the world. And listen, when I throw these out there, my opinions are my opinions. The words that I use may just be analogies or examples. It may not be my exact opinion. So I'm just throwing things out there that I hear that we say. But when I say this is my opinion, you'll know it. So poverty and famine and, you know, people that are starving and homeless, those situations all touch me in a way that they probably touch everybody else. I think and I feel, my opinion, that we should do what we can to help those types of situations as much as we can to help others without diminishing ourselves. Does that make sense? You don't tear yourself down to build somebody else. Now, I'm not talking about your kids because we give a piece of ourselves to help our kids all the time. And sometimes that eats us away, but we'll do what we can to help our kids. So, poverty, homelessness, starvation, that kind of stuff, fam. We could do, if that where your heart is, as much as we could to help without diminishing ourselves. Even mental health, we could do that. So there's a whole list of things that my standards tell me this is what I expect of myself. I don't put that upon other people. Now, is that a poor standard, a good standard, or an excellent standard? Well, I'm not going to judge myself that way. I try to live on excellent standards. I try to hold myself up to a standard of excellence on a daily basis. Does it happen all the time? Yes, I hold myself there to a standard of excellence every day. Do I meet my expectations of my standards every day? Maybe 80%, 85%. There are moments. We all have those moments. I don't beat myself up, but in my expectations of my standards, I have excellence in the background. I have excellence in the foreground. I have excellence above and below to guide me and to lead me through it. So, do you get rewarded for your standards? Yes. You talk about work, you talk about your finances, you talk about your health, you talk about your nutrition, you talk about your relationships. If you hold a poor standard, If you give, if you have poor standards, well, and you get your must, right? We never get our shoulds. I should take more care of myself. I should pay more attention to my loved ones or my wife or my children. I should care more about this. We don't. That doesn't happen. You can should all over yourself. It just does not happen. But do we get our must? Absolutely. So as you approach raising your standards as an expectation and an act of excellence, an exercise of excellence, raising your standards, start thinking about what is it that you must get. Imagine in your job, if you're still working, or even if you worked, you understand, and you gave a poor performance because your standards were poor, and they said, okay, I can get away with this. I don't care. And people with poor standards, yeah, whatever. And I'm not judging this, just what happens. How do you get rewarded? Well, typically you get rewarded poorly, right? Sometimes people reward poor standards in other areas of life. Some It just happens. But right now, if you give a poor performance, you typically get poor rewards. So you raise your standard a little bit, and let's just say in your relationship, or let's just work on your job still. And so now you have good standards, and there's a huge leap from poor standards to good standards. It's not just a little move. That's a huge jump from having poor standards and delivering poorly to having good standards and delivering good results, getting good results, giving good effort. And that's true in everything that we do, correct? So you give good now, okay? And what happens now is you get rewarded that way. Well, sometimes the reward may not be in line with the effort or the standards. That's okay. You keep moving forward. Okay. The jump from good to excellent is a continual climb. It's something that we work on all the time. Being excellent to yourself, being excellent be excellent to each other, to everyone else. These are the standards I strive for. Where are you at today? What standards, and be honest, okay? And I'm not telling you, I'm not asking you to judge. What I'm asking you to do is, where do you set your expectations? We all want to say, well, I want excellence in my life. I should have excellence in my life. Well, no, I must be excellent. Is that too hard on yourself? Is that asking too much? No, that's not asking too much. Just ask of yourself what you will accept and take, okay, or deliver. What do you want to deliver? Can you ask or demand excellence from everyone else? No. This is a recipe for disaster. This is a platform for disappointment. Can you hope for excellence from everybody else? Yes, you can. You can hope in one hand, shit in the other. I'll tell you which one fills up first. But it's one of my grandfather's sayings too. Um, Excellence, raising your standards. Here's what I want you to work on today. So today, in one area of your life, I want you to look and see if you're satisfied. Are you satisfied with the amount of love you give and receive in your relationship? Now, being satisfied doesn't mean you have excellent standards and are receiving excellent rewards. Being satisfied is a product or an outcome of your current standards. Now, if you're not satisfied, typically you blame others. That's the first thing we do. And then you expect that change to take place out here. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So look inside and say, can I, not should I, can I make a change? Can I expect more of myself in this relationship? My marital relationship, my girlfriend, boyfriend, your loving relationship, your financial relationship, your fitness and your health relationships. Can I expect more from myself? You can't look at the plate of food and go, I expect you to do more for my body and then eat the pizza. I mean, you can, but it's not going to work, right? So start within, start inside here, start changing in here, start asking yourself the questions. Could I do more? Would I like to do more? And don't do it with the reward in mind. Okay, we're not looking to do things just for the reward. At least I feel that That would be a better way to handle things. We do things for the results, okay? Not the reward. The rewards will come. Do what you love, and the rewards will follow, okay? So today, sit back and find an area of your life that you're not extremely happy with. Write it down. I'm not happy here, 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 here. This is what I am willing to do to change, to raise my standards today. I will not accept where I'm at or what I'm doing or what I'm giving anymore. I must improve. I must increase. I must raise my standards. We all get our musts. We rarely, very seldom get our shoulds. Okay. That's my message for today. If you enjoyed it, click the button down below, do the whole thing on Facebook, give the stars on YouTube, like, subscribe, share, that kind of thing. It'll help me grow this idea as this book comes out, as my book, Raising Your Standards, Your Black Belt in Self-Discovery is released. I'm going to offer a whole bunch of videos. We got the workbook. We've got all kinds of tools and things for you to take part in that are going to help you, I know, improve your life and develop your black belt in self-discovery, become the best version of yourself yet. Okay, see if I can manage these buttons all at once here. Let's see what's happening here behind the scenes. On your mark, get set, grow. We'll do the face palm. We'll do this. Boy, just an hour later in the morning makes all kinds of noise, doesn't it? I love you.